crispy.
So here we are at the fourth review for Wave 77 Spider-Man. Now we have a villain 2-pack, and we'll be able to complete the Spider Slayer robot now. But yeah, we have Molten Man first time ever seeing him, which is pretty crazy. I actually, in my Maximum Carnage run that I did last, what was it, November, December, it went on, I think it was like 68 panels. There's a shot of I tried to recreate of all of Peter's family watching the news, and the only character that was missing from that family shot was Molten Man, and I never figured I would have the option to use Molten Man in that picture, but I guess I could have if I would have waited. But yeah, and then we got Vulture, who is a redo, and it's good that they redid him because the old one is impossible to get a hold of for a lot of people, and if you find one, it's usually really expensive, $40 or $50 or something. So yeah, it's good to get him again. So yeah, let's open him up, look at a tray shot. So here we have it. We have a flight stand, we got some extra non-flaming hands for Molten Man, and then we, of course, we have the legs for Spider Slayer. And I think just because of the fact that I can do a bunch of shots with Spider Slayer, and to keep this video from getting too long, I think we'll do a separate one for Spider Slayer. So, but yeah, let's get them out of the tray and take a closer look at them. So here they are, and they're two very nice looking mates. Vulture is really not that different from the original one, but he looks good. You know, it's not a character you're going to do a lot of variations with. Actually, I would love the '90s youth de-aged Vulture. I really wouldn't mind a figure for that. It's probably a little too niche for most collectors, but at one point in time, Vulture took Spider-Man's age using some kind of machine. I don't know. It was all during the Clone Saga stuff. And yeah, and then there's Molten Man. It's like I said, it's great to have him finally. It's a figure that I never thought that they would ever take the time to make, and this one looks good. And I like that they gave us the flame versus non-flame option for him, with the hands and the feet and that torso piece, which has always been one of my absolute favorite accessories for a Minimate, is that burning torso piece. I've used it on Wolverine several times, and yeah, there's one that came with. It might be different than the one that came with the zombies. Now that I think about it, I wonder if that's original. Maybe it's a Human Torch piece. Actually, is what that is. I don't know. I wonder if I've. It had to have been a part of another character, you'd think, but I'd have to look into it to see if it's exact mold of a different one. So, and here's our non-flaming Molten Man look, which is what I'm used to. I mean, that's the way he was. He never really had the flames around in the '90s. He was like Liz Osborne's boyfriend or brother. I don't know which one. Harry Osborne's wife, ex-wife, whatever she was at the time. I can't remember how she was related to Peter's He was related to Peter's friends and family, but it's almost like I saw him more appear as like a background character with Mary Jane and Aunt May and Peter's parents or something like that. You didn't really see the flame version, which is kind of, I think, more of what he was like back in the day when he first came around. But anyways, of course, I have my setups. It's a Vulture setup, so of course it's going to be a flying one. So let's take a look at that. These two, you know, this is going to be one of my favorites out of this series, I'm willing to bet. But we got, and I've had a lot of good ones. I wouldn't even consider myself a big Spider-Man fan, but man, he sure does make for some good toy photos and stuff. I mean, him and his bad guys just always have cool setups. I just always work cool setups with those guys. So, anyways, yeah, we got these two flying. Spider-Man being pulled through the New York City landscape by Spider-Man. This construction set in the background is Power City, like a construction set. You got to look for it on eBay. I think that's what it's called. I did a review of it actually a long time ago. It's there, you know, if you guys want to check out what it is. But yeah, I had to levitate these two, and the easiest way to always do that is use a construction set. Put a wood dowel, grab a wood dowel, get some cheese wax, stick it to their back, stick it to the building, make sure you line up the angles real good, and then, you know, you got to have Vulture in a flying pose, and then you got to have Spider-Man getting dragged behind. This really turned out, you know, really good. But yeah, and you just got to make sure that you can't see any of the wood dowels when the time comes to snap your final picture. So, and I can go from several different angles. It's just all about filling in the background. I also want to get this construction worker in there if I can, just to have some more life to the city way up among the skyscrapers. But yeah, it took a while to fill in the background. I don't even know if this is going to work out yet. I haven't taken the actual photo of it. Usually I do before I continue the video, just so the finished product there. But yeah, this one, I got to make sure everything's lined up, make sure I'm going to get everything within the confines of the picture itself. It may take some more background work or something. I don't know yet. But yeah, great picture. This can be a cool one. Another cool Spidey picture. So anyways, let's go on to the next shot. So here's our next shot using Vulture. This is kind of a throwback to the 90s. It's the same era I keep talking about with the Clone Saga. There is the Vulture. His whole obsession is living, and that's why he steals money, from what I remember. And eventually he gets some kind of age reversing technology. I think it was maybe from the chameleon. Man, it's been like over 20 years since I've read the storyline. But and then he steals Peter Parker's youth, and the Vulture becomes young again. So it's basically a play on that shot. That it's a cover actually of the Vulture young, and then Peter with his mask off, and he has gray hair, and he's aged and everything. So that's basically what we got going on here. Not popping a whole lot. It's nice that there's a lot of depth to this picture too, kind of like the last one. But for whatever reason, part of this is just not going as good as I want it to. It's just not popping for me. It's a good picture, but it might be my least favorite out of Wave 77, the series of Wave 77. So, but I'll do it anyways. It's still a fun shot. It'll hit on those nostalgia, feels for all those people who read Spider-Man in the 90s, big Spider-Man fans, so they'll recognize it. So anyways, let's do one more shot, and we'll do it with Molten Man. So here is our Molten Man shot. We have him leaving a bank. Getting a lot of use out of that bank dial this series. But we got Spider-Man up on the wall, ready to approach him. We have onlookers all around him with their cameras out, taking pictures. I just got a bunch of random ones. I got this dude on the far left looking at his phone instead of watching what's actually going on, which is kind of funny with the way people are today. And then the other way people are today is you got the two ladies with their cameras out, videotaping the whole thing. I mean, he's obviously a danger to the public, but you know how people are. They can't avoid a good shit show, so they have their cameras out, recording the whole thing, and just filling in everything with pedestrians, all the dead space as he's coming out of the bank. This is exactly how I think people would be if this were to happen in real life. And then I just slipped in Punisher. No reason, really. It's not like he's going to get involved, but he's in the background observing the whole thing, and I'm really trying to keep him hidden. So, people who really observe the picture are going to notice him. People who aren't, and just scroll through. But it's not going anywhere with him. He's just there. I like to slip him in once in a great while into New York City Spider-Man shots, just as kind of an Easter egg. So yeah, fun little shot using him with a bunch of pedestrians. And then we'll do one more shot. We're going to attempt to do another shot anyway of an actual confrontation between Molten Man and Spider-Man. So let's go to that. yeah, so final shot of this video. We have the two of them in front of a cop car, NYPD cop car. Got to slip that in. Spidey's all about New York. We got Molten Man having him thrown up against the car, and his hand is burning him. You know, we put a flame effect on there, a little bit of polyester fuzz for some smoke. I did use a laser pointer for the picture for this to light up that flame, give it a little bit of you know, extra you know, design, whatever you want to call it. Help the picture stand out just a little bit more with that laser pointer in the flame effect. But yeah, I wonder what it'll look like with the rest of his stuff. No, it doesn't really work, but works well with the flame that is on Spider-Man. So this will be a nice tight close-up shot of these two. And that's it. That's pretty much it for this series. Turned out very well. I'm very happy with it, of course. And you know, that youthful Vulture one, not exactly my favorite, but good enough. I'm happy enough with it. So yeah, that's it for this video. I finally got the fourth one done. I'm hoping to get in and get just a short video with the Spider Slayer armor. And then a bunch of shots for that, because I got some ideas, some pretty good ideas worked out for that figure. So hopefully I'll do that tonight yet, and then get that up sometime after this video. Didn't get as much done this weekend as I wanted to. It turned into an unexpected fun weekend. A friend of mine came in from out of town, out of nowhere, and then we ended up hanging out for, God, like the whole day yesterday, and then finally took off this morning. So fell behind a little bit. Hope to get a bunch more reviews done, but didn't happen. But at least I'm finishing these, and I will definitely get Spider Slayer done tonight. Yeah, great series, a lot of fun. Definitely this Molten Man turned out better than I thought it would with his shot. And I think that Vulture shot, the first one we did in this video, could very well end up being one of my favorite shots of the year. So anyways, thank you for viewing, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. Check out the description of the video for the links to my Instagram and Facebook page, and make sure you check those out. They're very good. Yeah, thanks for viewing. See you guys at the next video.